All right, good afternoon and happy September. I'm so excited to have you guys here and kick things off for this new training group. Now, if you are logging in and you're thinking, who is this person? That's not my coach. My name is Megan Blinka, and I am one of the three co-leading this new coach mentorship for you. So your coach may be Melanie, it may be Katie, it may be someone in their downline, or it is one of my coaches or myself. But either way, I am excited to be a part of this, have you guys here with us, and really just get things started. We've made some changes with our new training, and we are really excited to help you guys get things up and running. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to move through things. If you're just hopping on, go ahead and mute yourself because it will create background noise just as more people join. So as you come on, go ahead and mute yourself. If you have questions, drop them in the chat bar. I'll be checking it periodically as we go through things. But if you have something, drop it in there. And at the end, I'll definitely answer any questions that you guys have. But either way, I am excited to have you guys all here and talk to you today. Like I said, my name is Megan Blinka. I've been coaching for 5.5 years now. And it is crazy when Melanie and Katie and I sat down to really get things ready for this training, we realized that between the three of us, we have 20 years of experience, which just kind of sounds crazy to say it out loud, but we've been doing this for a while and we are really excited to take just the different strengths we have and tips and experiences to really help you guys get things up and running in this new group. So as you're sitting there thinking, all right, so I got my new coach email from my coach, like, what do I do first? Where do I focus? We really want you guys to understand that this group here is a place that you can use to create your greatest friendships. You know, when I think back to when I got started as a coach, I didn't really know all that was possible, but I knew that I was interested. I knew that there was potential, and I knew that it was something I wanted to be a part of. When I got started as a coach, it was one of those, okay, well, first it's going to be for the discount. Then it's going to be enough to cover the cost of my Shakeology. And each step along the way, I was able to see something more that I could achieve. And it excited me. And I loved the people that I was surrounding myself with. So when I got started, yes, there was this phenomenal business opportunity. But more than that, it was the people and the culture that I was becoming a part of that interested me more than anything. I think it's crazy to say, but I'm actually the godmother of my friend Sarah's baby. We got started together in a new coach training group. So it sounds silly. We were both challengers together at the same time, both on our postpartum journey, both had an amazing experience. We signed up as coaches 2 days apart, got started as coaches together, and we really formed a friendship. Want you guys to be friends and create those relationships within the group here. You guys are all starting out your journeys. You're all going to go through similar roadblocks. You're going to have similar questions. You can be each other's biggest challengers. You can establish those success partner relationships that really just give you something more than a business. It gives you that family, that relationship, and it makes it just so much more enjoyable. So really want you to lean in and leverage the fact that we have a really awesome group of ladies who are going to be a part of this group. You're going to have questions. You're going to have to troubleshoot. You're going to have things that you aren't going to know the answers for. That's why it's here. Lean in and leverage this as much as you can. This is a group designed to help you, to give you tips. We have all done this. We've gone through new coach training. In fact, when I got started, I used to do every new coach training group because I found I always learn something new along the way. But we've done this before. We're here to show you what we think is going to be your best tools and tips to get started. So when we are sharing things with you guys, take action. They're not just there for fun. These things that we include here are things that we want you to take in and take action. There is a lot of information, but the glory of it all is you get to take it at your own pace. And something that was said to me that I've never forgot is if you ever take a moment where you feel overwhelmed or you're not sure where to go next, remind yourself how grateful you are that you have this opportunity at your fingertips, how grateful you are that maybe you've had an amazing experience with the products already and you've already impacted your own life and you have the opportunity to do the same for someone else. When you think you might be overwhelmed, take that feeling and remind yourself how grateful you are, because it truly is a blessing beyond anything I could have ever imagined. We want to help you guys understand that, oh, sorry, my boy's outside. I want you to understand that the things that we tell you, while they may not make sense at first, trust the process, because all those little steps are all things that are going to help you build towards something greater. And it may seem small now, it may seem insignificant, it might seem like, well, what's the purpose? Or I'm not seeing the results right away. And it comes back to the compound effect, that those little things you do now are going to grow and grow into something greater. But we all have to start at the same spot. We have to start at the beginning, and you have to take that action. And if you can do it consistently over time, it does compound into something so incredible. So lean in, get ready to take action, and know that we are here and we're cheering you on. The new coach mentorship, you guys, we have this stuff in the group, but just to make sure that you see it, we want you to print off the trackers. So I don't know if you can, it's like glare from the sun here, but like I'm doing the tracker right along with you. Not because I don't know what I need to do, but because I know that having these trackers, going through the action of each item day by day, helps me stay on track. And it's really easy once you get into the swing of things, and once you think you've been doing this for a while, that you just do it. You know, like you know what you're supposed to do. But honestly, if I don't have this tracker printed out by my desk, I tend to miss things. And every day is not perfect. Like if you look down here, you can see there are some days that I didn't check the box, but it makes me more aware. It makes me aware of when I need to make sure I don't miss the next day, or maybe where I need to double up down the road. But this tracker is so important. And just like I said there, to print off 4 copies, guys, I did it too. Because this tracker is simple as it may seem, and you might be like, oh, well, I can look at these things and do them. That act of checking that box each day pays off tenfold. So print the trackers if you haven't already. It's available in your back office. I'm pretty sure we have the link in the group as well. But it's simple. I keep them each week, and it gives me a reference to go back to. Something else, and this isn't a requirement for the group, but I just wanted to show you guys this planner. You'll see us all, like me, Melanie, and Katie all use it. It's called the Rise Up Planner. It was actually created by a coach with the idea of, how do I simplify things to tell my coaches like what you really need to do without carrying around 92 different notebooks and books and trackers and journals. And this encompasses everything. So it does complement our current system. So it's not gonna contradict what we're gonna tell you to do on the business activity tracker. It's only gonna help you stay more organized. Has a calendar. It allows you to block out your time each day. It gives you a place to keep track of your contacts who you're talking to, your follow-ups, your goals. And it has a whole section on vision. And it is an awesome, awesome book. Not required, but an awesome tool to add if you're looking for something else. If you maybe have these notebooks scattered all over and you're kind of like lost on how you keep track of things, this, and it's new. I think it was released earlier this year. I started using it in April. So it's definitely a newer thing, but it has been a game changer for me. So that's the book I use. The tracker, like I said, it's just this business activity tracker that Beachbody's created. So it doesn't need to go beyond that. The book we're going to be reading is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And your assignment's going to be to read a chapter a day. And this is going to be part of the check-in that we do later on in the group. And this book, honestly, I read it once way back when I first got started. And I remember reading it and being like, that was good. And honestly, I feel like I've lost all the little nuggets along the way. So when we picked this book for the group, I was actually looking forward to it myself so that I could reread it, because I remember how tactful the tools were that were in it, because it is about having that slight edge, that one thing that's going to take you, above average, beyond what everyone else is doing, take you up a step in your business. And that book is a super easy read. The only downside is I could not find it on Audible. I personally prefer to listen to my books versus read them. So that was the only negative. But honestly, I'm not a reader. That's not something I enjoy doing. I prefer listening. That's my way of learning. But I'm reading it, and it's awesome, and you guys will love it. And it's a super applicable to your business, and also just to life in general. If you haven't already, commit to the fitness program. I know a lot of people probably came in with Morning Meltdown 100 because that is the newer program that just came out. So if you came in with that, you're likely still doing that program because it's 100 days long. But if you've come into the business and you already had a program, talk to your coach and figure out what program makes sense to start with, whether it's something you already own or it's something, something different that you're going to get started with. But honestly, that commitment to your fitness program, your nutrition, and having that accountability for your fitness is just as important as the accountability for your business, because that's what we're going to talk business here. This is going to be your accountability. Are you doing these things on the trackers? Are you checking into these activities that we're suggesting you grow your business? But our business is based off taking care of ourselves, which to me is one of the absolute best perks of a job, is that we are required to invest in our fitness, in our health, and our nutrition, and our overall well-being. But you also want to apply that same accountability group that we have for business to fitness. So make sure that you're plugged into a challenge group if you're not already. Make sure you bookmark our group here. So the new coach training group, Facebook can be weird. Hopefully you guys get the emails that we send out on a weekly basis that remind you of calls, that remind you of whatever's going on for the week, important announcements, needs to knows, pumpkin spice Shakeology is coming out this afternoon. Like, we try to include those in weekly emails, but we're going to put additional things into the Facebook group. So if you're not familiar with Facebook already, you can add it to your favorites, and then it just creates a shortcut bar. You can also turn notifications so that you see all posts. A lot of Facebook groups will default to either highlights only or not, no notifications, depending on what your settings are. You want to make sure that you don't miss things that we're sharing within the group, because these are the things that are going to help you grow. So make sure you save it to your favorites, turn your notifications on within the settings so that you're not missing anything, and start using your tracker today. Maybe you've heard your coach talk about the tracker and you've kind of brushed it over. I can't tell you enough. It's important and it matters. The way the tracker is outlined is it runs with our Beachbody week. So it starts on a Thursday and ends on a Wednesday. It's Tuesday. Start Tuesday. Just start today. I don't want you to put that stuff off, because honestly, having that tracking device is going to play off so big. And I want you guys to get in the habit of it now. So print it off. If you don't have access to a printer, I know some people are like, oh, I have to wait to print it at work, print it at the library. You can use it digitally. If you open the PDF on your computer, you can knock the check marks. Personally, I just find that satisfaction in actually printing it, taking my pen and drawing that check mark every day. But make sure you're using it. And then we want to make sure you've launched your business within the next 24 hours. And later on in this call, I'm going to give you guys some additional examples for ideas if you haven't yet launched your business. And then the champions page. Guys, the amount of training and resources that you have at your fingertips are endless, and they've been done by the best of the best. So you're going to see in the emails that you get from your coach different trainings that we're going to recommend you do. We simplified it. It's not a ton of stuff. We've got 10 emails that you're going to receive from when you sign up to the 10th one, and that's going to give you the basics. But the champions page, just like I said, you can bookmark our new coach training group. You can bookmark the Beachbody Champions page, and there's so much information. If you've been wondering about pumpkin spice and when is it coming out and how much is it going to cost, all that stuff's in the Beachbody Champions page. Yes, we repeat a lot of it in our team pages too, but that Champions page, it's only a couple years old. It wasn't something that was available when I first started, but it's really become an amazing resource to really give you different insights from different coaches from all over the network, specializing in different topics. So you want to make sure you bookmark that page as well. And then we're going to talk about your month one goals, because whoops, move my little thing. As we get started, and this is something that's really helpful, I find, in that Rise journal, is writing down your goals from a month basis, every quarter, for the year, for 5 years, for 10 years. We talk a lot about goals because once you vision where you want to go, it makes it a lot easier to figure out how you're going to get there. And I know for me, when I got started, I was very much this kind of, my pedal was down full force on that gas, but I didn't really know where I was going. And I really kind of started with these small things. And I don't think if you would have asked me 5.5 years ago, if I would have pictured myself where I am today, but it started small. It started with, okay, I want to be able to make enough to cover the cost of my own Shakeology, because at the time I was a stay-at-home mom who made $0. So justifying this expense on myself was really hard for me. So I was like, okay, step one, make enough to cover the cost of that so I don't have this mom guilt laying on my shoulders anymore. And then after I got done with that, I was like, okay, I won't share this with my husband because I think it's phenomenal and I don't want to share it. So now my next goal is, can I make enough that covers enough Shakeology for him? So then I wanted to sign him up and cover his Shakeology so that he could have it too. Because I was like, you need this. This is phenomenal for your health. And then it grew. And then it was, can I cover a pedicure each month? Because again, when I left my career to become the stay-at-home mom, the role that I was in at the time this started, I wasn't doing little things like a pedicure, any sort of thing that wasn't absolutely necessary and required. So that became my next goal. I was like, okay. And I just kind of made these little bites along the way that allowed me to keep upping my game, setting the next one, and it gave me something to work towards. Even now, we just achieved a really big goal over the summer, something my husband and I wanted to do. And as soon as that, we went on this trip for our anniversary, and I came home and I was like, all right, I need a new goal. Because I worked towards that goal for so long, and that was something that drove me each day. So once it was over, I was like, okay, well, what's next? Because if I don't have something that I'm working towards, it's like a hamster, spinning on a wheel. But if I know where I'm going, it makes it so much more intentional when I get up and I'm like, okay, doing my work and I'm posting about it, I'm inviting people because I know what my end goal is. And I want you guys to think about your month one goal. I'm going to share with you some things that my goals are for my coaches. Obviously, you have to be on the same page for this to work out so that you're reaching your own goals as well. But in the beginning, as we get started here, our goal is really just to help you generate income, create income, earn back your investment that you made when you signed up as a coach, and begin crafting your story. Your story is going to be different than mine. There are plenty of people in this world who need our help. You know people I don't know. You can help people I can't even begin to think about touching because I'm not connected with them. So as we get started in this first month, it's really about, okay, let's get those first couple people under your belt. You want to get those first 3 challenge packs because that's going to get your first 3 customers. You're going to begin gathering testimonials because now you've got people who are using the products, using the programs. You're earning back your review. You're earning back your investment. And then we really want you to start crafting your own story. And if you've been using our products for a while, you may already have some of those chapters written. And maybe you have a great transformation picture already or a story of why this has been so important to your life. But if you haven't yet begun, this is where you get to start writing that story and documenting how this business is going to impact your life, what your goals are. Right now, it's going to be maybe more forward-looking as you think about why you signed up, what your intentions were, and where you want to go. But that's really what we want to work through in this first month. Like I mentioned, we want to get those first 3 challenge packs. You're going to hear us say it a lot, 3 customers. I have a hashtag written on my whiteboard over here, hashtag help 3. Help 3 people. That's your goal in that first month. Help your first 3 people. As a new coach, you would have received, upon enrollment, honestly, it happens within like a couple minutes of enrolling, you're going to get your first 3 promo codes. So the promo codes rolled out in July. They've had kind of different roles, July and August, but to a new coach, it's all the same. New coaches get 3 promo codes to use in their first 30 days as a coach. These promo codes are good for $10 off a challenge pack. So hopefully if you enrolled with a challenge pack, you know exactly what it is. If you enrolled, in August, you may have got a code from your coach if you enrolled with a challenge pack. You'll get 3 of those. And what makes it so great is you're able to use those 3 codes to help enroll your next 3. And actually yesterday, one of the coaches on the Dream Team, Val Bozzo, actually did the National Wake Up Call and talked a little bit about the promo code. So if you haven't yet caught a National Wake Up Call, those are the calls that are on Monday afternoons led by the company. But Val actually did the call yesterday, and it will give you some additional ideas. And again, we'll continue talking about this in our group. But your promo codes give you that opportunity to really look at it as a way to say, okay, I'm getting started. I'm doing this thing, and I've got these 3 codes I get to give my first 3 customers, and I want you to be one of them. Will you come do this with me? You don't need to have all the answers or know exactly what you're doing or have a transformation. It's an approach of come do this with me. The first 3 people I'm going to save $10. So that's something that's really awesome. And because it's 3 and you get to have 3 promo codes that get $10 off a challenge pack, those 3 people are going to actually also help you hit Success Club in your first month, which is something else we talk about all the time. So you're going to keep hearing Success Club, help 3 people, Success Club, promo codes, help 3 people over and over. And that's really what we want you guys to focus on in this first month. There's also some other things. Like I said, pumpkin spice launches in like an hour and a half. Challenge packs are great, and challenge packs are going to be the only thing you can use your codes for. It's going to be what gives your customers the whole product, right? It gives you the fitness, it gives you the nutrition, and it gives them everything you need to get started. But on top of that, we also have something like pumpkin spice Shakeology. So maybe someone isn't ready to do the fitness side, but you can help them with pumpkin spice Shakeology. Or maybe they're not into the nutrition yet, but they really just want to start moving. You can help them with Beachbody On Demand. As you begin to go through your journey, you're going to get a better understanding of all the different products that we have to offer and different ways that you can utilize what you personally use to be able to help those who are like, okay, I need something. And you'll be able to take those tools and help them to get started on theirs as well. And just as you read through the Slight Edge, we have it set to where you're going to be reading a chapter a day. So you'll finish that book through your first month. While you're reading it, something else, you want to be taking notes, whether it's a highlighter or a Post-it. Honestly, I have this little star pad, and that's what I put. You can't even see the star pad because it's glaring. It's a little star pencil pad. But that's what I use to bookmark little things in the book that really stand out to me. But as you read things, things are gonna click, and you're gonna hear it, you're gonna see it, and you're gonna be like, that's how I can apply this Slight Edge to be able to grow and start my business as a coach. Talked about the business activity tracker. I want to just run through it in a little bit more detail. This is exactly what it looks like. So this is what I've printed out. The first one's super easy for everybody, working out and drinking your Shakeology. And this comes down to being proof the product works. There's 4 vital behaviors that are included on the tracker that you're going to also hear all the time. 4 vital behaviors to do every single day. This tracker doesn't leave off Saturday and Sunday. It doesn't take off for the holidays. It is there every day because it's the consistency. It's those seemingly small, insignificant things that maybe don't make a lot of sense right now, but when you do them every single day, they compound. So yes, Labor Day and over the long weekend when maybe it was a little quieter on social media, I was still going through all these actions because I know that it's all those little things compounded that are going to get that end result that I'm looking for. So being proof the product works, that's what you see at the top. You can take, if you were probably inspired by someone else's story to become a coach, you saw something, maybe it was their physical transformation or a lifestyle transformation, but something made you say, okay, I want to do this too. But it was the proof that what they were doing actually worked. It was a great story and you signed up and you got started. But your best way for you now to get other people to join you is going to be your story. It's not going to be mine or Katie's or Melanie's. It's going to be your story that you craft and you create through the process of documenting and journaling everything we're doing. And that comes from being proof the products work. That you drink the shake every day, not because that's part of your requirements as a coach, but because, like me, it helped me overcome Crohn's disease that I suffered from for 7 years. For 7 years, I popped a pill 3 times a day without fail. And within 4 months of becoming a coach, I was able to completely ditch all my medicine with the blessing of my doctor, and I've been med-free for 5 years now. That's my story. That's not yours. So what you, and like, whatever, what is it called? The little footnote there, like, it didn't cure my disclaimer. It didn't cure Shakeology, didn't cure my disease, but me personally, that's what I found when I started doing it. That became a big piece of my story. I wrote that because I experienced it when I used the programs. So you using the products, the programs, and documenting it and taking pictures and sharing it on social media is how you create your story, your posts, your content to be able to show other people what this is all about. The second vital behavior is connect, invite, and follow up. You can't just come out and sell something and say, hey, I'm a coach who wants to come join my team, sign up right here. Here's my link. Here's the cost. Here it is. Like, you can't just throw it out there. And it, like, maybe if you did, like, a person might join you. I'm not saying they won't, but that's not how we want to do it. I don't want you guys to be like, come buy this from me. The whole goal is to connect with people. Let them know what you have is something that could possibly help them with one of their problems. It could be a solution to something that they need help with, and that you're there to help them. And you get that through these 3 steps of connecting, inviting, and follow up. And yes, you have to do all 3 to build that trust in the relationships with your customers. Because it's not just, hey, you know, you don't want to be that person that's just sending messages to people, hey, come join my team, hey, come join my team, do you want to learn more about my boot camp? Here it is, here it is. Because you don't know what they need yet. You don't know if they're already working with a coach. You don't know if they've tried in the past and failed. You don't know yet what their pain points are, so you don't know how to actually help them until you have that conversation with them. And we have some videos that are linked in the emails that you're going to get that go over each of these steps in more detail, that give you a better idea of how to walk through these steps. So I'm not going to go into all that detail here, but I want you guys to understand the way that this is broken out on the tracker, so you get that it's not just throwing it out there that you want people to join you in your team, in your boot camps, whatever it is. But it comes from actually initiating the conversations with people, connecting with them. What do you have in common? Do you struggle with the same thing? I actually have 2 coaches that signed up last month that both have Crohn's disease. It's not a coincidence. It's something I have. It's something I talk about. It's something that relates me to other people. And it's something that allows me to help those people the same way it's helped me. So connecting and sharing your story allows you to find those other people that are going to have similar issues or pain points or struggles that you have, so that you can then use these tools to help them as well. So you'll see that there. IG stories, if you're not using them, girl, get on it, because they are fun and they're a great way to just share your life, because you're far beyond Megan the coach, Megan the Beachbody coach. There's so much more to you as a person, as a mom, as a wife, as an employee, as a friend. Whatever your hobbies are, that all matters. And you don't want to go from whether you never posted on social media to only posting about health and fitness, or whether you only posted about your kids and now you're only posting about health and fitness. Like, you want to intertwine you as a person, because it allows you, again, to connect with people beyond just those looking for a solution, those who relate to your personal life as well. So IG stories, honestly, I put up anywhere from 8 to 10 to probably 12 to 15 a day. And it depends on, you know, what I'm doing that day or what I'm promoting or what I'm talking about. I always have a couple of my workout, because that's easy to do. I'll do maybe something before my workout, a video of my workout. I always found that videos people really like, because it allows them to see you're doing what you're telling them you're going to offer. So the videos have always been a really big tool for me, because people will tell me that. You know, I'll ask them and they'll say, I love seeing your videos, because it helps me see myself in your shoes doing this myself. So sharing your video clips. Right before I left to pick up my son from kindergarten, I did a little video where I didn't even post it because I was running around, but I did a video where I was like, got everything for lunch all set up, so that when I get back from the kindergarten pickup at noon, I can put my kid here. He's already agreed to watch a part of a movie while I host a new coach kickoff call, because that's how life works when you're a busy mom raising kids and building a business at the same time. So I shared that little clip. That might relate to somebody who's thinking about coaching but thinks that, you know, they can't do it and balance it with their kids or whatever it is. But all those little clips that you can share that show your life, those are what you put on Instagram stories. What makes Instagram stories so great is that it can be messy. You can mess up when you're talking. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's not like you need to have these, you know, filtered pictures or anything. It's just your day-to-day life. You can talk into the camera. You can use pictures. I can do videos on Instagram stories way easier than I can do like an Instagram live. It's just I feel more comfortable talking on my stories. Little 15-second clips aren't scary. So the stories is something that I think that really allow you to share and start to share and document more easily before, you know, in addition to posting. But when it comes to posting, you don't have to go crazy on the post. You really want to think about 1 to 2, maybe 2. Usually I do like 1 post a day, sometimes 2 posts a day, depending on what I have to share, of things that are going to showcase the different aspects of your life, whether it's something that you care deeply about, whether it's, you know, something motivational or inspirational, whether it's something that gives people an idea of what you do, offer your clients or customers. Like, it can be business, but it should also be personal related. And I always like to throw in like funny quotes, because they make me laugh. So if they make somebody else laugh, then maybe that person I can relate to. So you share the different things, and what you put on your grid, on your IG grid or on your Facebook page is probably going to be a little bit more thought out. Maybe your picture, it's clear, it's not blurry, it's not grainy, it has good lighting, you've got a good caption with it. and it's more thought out, where the stories are fun and easy and just documenting your everyday life. And then the other vital behavior, the third vital behavior, is getting people results. Because when it comes to what we're doing, obviously we want to be getting results for ourselves. But when you're able to help one of your customers get results through the challenge group, you're more likely that person is probably going to become a coach, because they're going to see that what you just helped them do has so greatly changed their life, their health, their perspectives, their positivity, their mindset. So sharing that with others, or maybe you get this person results, maybe they don't want to be a coach, but they're going to be your best advocate ever and refer everyone they know to you because their experience with you was so great. Getting people results is a huge piece of this puzzle as you're building your business as a coach. My grandmother is 81 years old, has been drinking Shakeology for 5 years, and will tell anybody who walks her way that Shakeology is the best thing out there. She has diabetes. She swears up and down that Shakeology gives her energy. She can feel it when she drinks it. She can feel it when she doesn't drink it. And because of her strong testimonial, 2 of my other great aunts in their late 70s, one's in her mid 80s, they drink Shakeology. They're coaches of mine. No, they're not running challenge groups. They're not building a business, but they are strong advocates because they believe in it. So that results piece trickles into the growth and retention of your customers. And then the last piece of this is your personal development. So this month, it's Slight Edge. That's what we're recommending you start with. But beyond the Slight Edge, we have a laundry list of different books that we can recommend to you. The Compound Effect is a great one by Darren Hardy. Get Over Your Damn Self, Romy Newstead. That's another really good book that I always recommend in the beginning as you're starting. But whatever you are personally maybe struggling with or need a little more focus on, I promise you there is a book out there. And between us all, I'm sure we can come up with a good recommendation for you. So the personal development, I'll be the first to say that I was quick to think I didn't need it when I started as a coach. I thought it was a silly requirement. I didn't really think that, I was happy and positive enough that I was like, I'm fine. I don't need to do those book things. And like I said, I don't like to read, so it wasn't very appealing to me, but it kept coming up. And if you listen to the National Wake Up Call, or you listen to, anyone talk on any sort of call, they're going to some way intertwine how personal development has impacted themselves and their business. So it took me a while before I jumped on the train. And then I realized that these people that spoke every week on the National Wake Up Call with these phenomenal stories that were, making me dream bigger and see the realization, the potential, I was like, okay, maybe I should actually try this personal development thing. And it legit changed my life. And even though I don't like to read, I have a bookshelf full of books that I sit down and read anyways, because they really do matter and they really do make an impact on your life. And the mindset piece that I thought I was okay and positive enough anyways, you can't ever have too much personal development that can help you through anything that comes your way through life or through business. And the fact that actually is part of our job description and part of the behaviors that we're required to do per our tracker, I'm grateful for, because it really has left a huge impact on just my overall life and the impact of how I just look at things. All right, so Success Club. I mentioned it at the very beginning, right? I said you can use your promo codes on the challenge packs. That's the first thing that you see here. So if you used all 3 promo codes and you had 3 challenge pack sales to customers or coaches, you would hit what we call Success Club, because Success Club recognition starts if you hit Success Club 5. Success Club 5 or higher is going to earn you Success Club recognition. There's also a second benchmark for Success Club 10 or higher, and those are the 2 that the company distinguishes beyond. But when we say hitting Success Club, that's going to be hitting Success Club 5 or higher. That's usually what gets you on the shout-out boards, the recognition boards. And this little image here just kind of breaks down different ways that you can earn the points. The promo code, just so you're clear, are only used on the challenge packs. But each challenge pack gives you 2 points. So it'd be 3 people would help you earn Success Club. Shakeology on Home Direct, that piece is key. Home Direct is the auto shipping, and that's what gives you that monthly auto ship. It has to be on auto ship to earn Success Club points. The whole idea of Success Club is that you're bringing in new customers with new products. So they don't want it to be a one-time order. They want it to be something that's ongoing. But it's just on that first order, you earn Success Club points. So Shakeology is 2. It's the Focus Energy, Digestive Health, Power Greens, and now we have collagen. But if you order this, I'd have to look to see if how collagen plays into it. Before collagen came out, if you ordered the Digestive Health Focus Energy Power Greens, all 3 on HD, you got 2 points for that as well. The Performance line, which is the stack, which is Energize and Recover, that on HD earned you 2 points as well. A triple box of the Beach Bars will earn you 2 points. And then any combination of products on HD, that would equal 90. So for example, I'm trying to think what things would be like. If you did a 3-day refresh, which is 52 PV, if you did a 3-day refresh at 52 and Energize at 38, and a new customer was like, I don't really necessarily want this or that, but I would love to try that 3-day cleanse and that drink you talk about every day that gives you energy before your workout, those two together, refresh on HD, Energize on HD together makes 90 PV, something like that would work. The Beach Bars are 30 each box, 30 PV each box. So you could do 2 boxes of Beach Bars, which would be 60, with Energize, which is 38. That's greater than 90 PV. That would earn you a point as well. So, sorry, my son is, I think, fake crying. I think that was a fake cry. No, out of here. Sorry. Okay. So those are different ways that you can hit Success Club. Now, just a few points to keep in mind. You can get 2 points per each customer every 6 months. So 2 points. So like, let's say you're my customer, whoever's listening, you are my customer. You signed up with Morning Meltdown on July 15th when it came out, and you bought a Morning Meltdown challenge pack. And then on August 1st, you were like, I love that so much. I want to coach with it. 2 weeks later, you sign up as a coach with a 3-day refresh challenge pack. Well, I already got 2 points for you in July. I'm not going to get 2 points for you in August. But if you signed up in July with Morning Meltdown 100, loved it, did it for 6 months, did these programs, loved everything, and come January, you're like, okay, I want to be a coach now. You sign up with the challenge pack, then you would get the 2 points again. So there is that little, footnote there that it is 2 points per customer every 6 months. Talked a little bit about these promo codes as well, just kind of give you guys some ideas on them. So because the promo codes are exclusive to you as a new coach in your first 30 days, one way that you can utilize these promo codes, and this could be a spouse, this could be, your mom, your sister, whoever it is, you can ask them to do it with you. So I'll give you an example. When I got started, again, I didn't really know where I was going with this or what my goals were, but my sister at the time was in the military, well, she still is, but she was deployed with the Navy. And I remember her talking about how horrible the nutrition was on the ship. She's like, you're shipping food in like cartons to the middle of the ocean, like your options are limited and the nutritional value is less than par. So when I first signed up and I knew how Shakeology was helping me, I immediately reached out to her and was like, hey, started this thing. I know that like she did P90X and Insanity, never drank Shakeology, but I was like, I'm loving it. I'm a coach now. How about you're my first customer and you buy some Shakeology and it'll help you on the ship? And she, being my sister and being super supportive, was like, okay, absolutely, what do I need to do? And because she was military, I actually signed her up as a coach because military get the monthly service fee waived, so they don't have to pay that. So I was like, okay, we're going to sign you up as a coach. Let's get you some Shakeology and we'll try it. Well, 5.5 years later, she is still a coach in my organization. Doesn't work the business, but still lives by Shakeology. So if this was now, I would be able to say, and as my first customer, I'm actually going to be able to save you an extra $10. Will you come do this with me? Your best friend or any other family member who you can be comfortable just asking straight up to join you, letting them know that you've got these 3 codes, you're looking for your first 3 people to do this with you. Would they be interested in being a customer testimonial? Free money back guarantee if you don't love it, but I think you're really going to love it and would love to help you get this started. So hold on. I'm sorry. 1 minute. You guys have to stop. Stop and settle, please. Okay, they're doing front flips on the couch. Sorry about that. Had to stop that. All right, so you can reach out specifically to those people. So I started with my sister, my mom, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, who had also had a baby about the same time I did. So we were both like 8 months postpartum when this started. But I was like, hey, look what happened in 21 days. Do you want to do this with me? Those were the people that I was totally comfortable being like, you should do this with me, and you should be my first customer so that I can earn some money at this. I'm starting my business. Will you help me? And they did. And they're all still with me, not because they have to, but at this point, they just know the products and the programs work. So start thinking about who those people could be for you. I know not everybody has a super supportive family or a super supportive spouse, or they don't have those people who are like jumping at it, ready to go, but consider asking them, because you'd be surprised how quickly somebody might be like, you know what? I'd love to help you. I've always wanted to try that. And they don't have to do it forever, but if they can help you get started and be that first testimonial or customer story for you, really does go a long way. Within my first couple months, I had a story of my mom utilizing Shakeology when she trained for her first marathon at 51 years old, and my father-in-law who utilized Shakeology and was able to lower his blood pressure and get off medicine, and my grandmother who was able to successfully use this to help manage her diabetes that she struggled with daily, and to help my husband lose 25 pounds when he did it with T25. So they were all family, but they gave me stories that I could share, that I could talk about, and that I could use to relate to other people. You can also post publicly about it. You know, yes, you can do the individual reach outs, but you can say, you know, as we'll talk about the launching your business, but you can share directly, like, the first 3 people who join me, I've got this exclusive one-time use code. 3 people will save $10 on their getting started bundle. Who wants to do this with me? And you can talk about it in your launch post. That gives people that exclusivity that it's only free, because it really is. Your codes are single use codes. You only have 3 and you can use them one time. So again, talk about getting people started. So here's an example. Honestly, in my opinion, the easiest way to get people started is to sign them up the exact same way you did. Did you sign up with Morning Meltdown? Did you sign up with just Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology? Did you sign up with a Performance Stack and Beachbody On Demand? Did you sign up with a 3-day refresh? Like, what, you know, did you sign up with 2B Mindset with Shakeology? Did you sign up with Portion Fix and Shakeology? What you know is the easiest way. Not that they can't do other things, but however you signed up, that's the easiest way to get people to get them started with you. So Melanie gave an example here, similar to kind of how I was sharing with you guys on the last page, but just, you know, this talks about leveraging your coach's results. So maybe you don't personally have results yet to share, but what she says here is, okay, I did this thing. I signed up as a health and fitness coach. I'm going to be doing this program in a health or an accountability group online. It's 21 days. I'm going to lose these 10 pounds for good. Here are my coach's results. She lost 30 pounds by doing these workouts and the nutrition, and she has 2 kids. If she can do it, so can I. Will you do it with me? We'll keep each other accountable, knock the cookie out of our mouths when we want to cheat. Let me know. We start in 10 days. So this would be a message that she probably sent to someone she knows pretty well, right? Like, she's like, here's what it is. These are my coach's results. Would you like to do it with me? But it's that simple thing. You don't need to have the answers. You don't need to wait until you have this amazing transformation yourself. When you take the approach of, will you do this with me, kind of takes the pressure off of you, like, telling them what to do, and the idea that you're going to do this as a community together. Sharing your transformation, again, if you already have been doing the programs and products for a while, leverage your story, leverage your own transformation that you have so far. If you have not taken before pictures yet because you've been saying you want to wait until you're further along, I'm just going to tell you now, take those pictures, because they truly are the biggest piece of affirmation that you can really use to show other people the possibilities with this business. I know it's hard when you're uncomfortable with where you are, if that's you, but I promise you that taking those pictures and being able to document a then and now, a transformation, not just physically, but a transformation of how far you've come, is such a great thing for the business, and it's something that makes you relatable to people who see you in the before picture and want to be you in the after picture. And as you're going through, you want to make sure you're always sharing the messiness, you know, all the messy pieces. You know, you don't want to just show up at the end and be like, okay, behind the scenes for the last 6 months I've done this. I know all the answers and I know all the steps, so now let me tell you what to do. If you can invite them to do it with you, it it is such an amazing piece to be able to offer that. Now, I will say my transformation physically isn't drastic. I'm someone who actually weighs, today I weigh about 15 pounds more than I weighed when I got started with Beachbody 5.5 years ago. My body's changed in many ways, but my transformation wasn't really physical. So I wasn't going to be someone who was like, had this huge 40, 50, 60 pound weight loss, but I've been able to share other ways of how the workouts and the fitness and the nutrition has helped me. Whatever your piece is, the important thing is that you're documenting it, that you're sharing it regularly so that people can continue to see your progress, so that when you do share this before and after, they're like, oh yeah, like I remember what she was like here, and now I see how she's like here, and I want to be like that. Oh boy, sorry. And then you want to know what you're inviting to. So for me, right now I'm doing a back to school strong group. Stop it. I'm so sorry. He was given a lecture before we began. But ask your coach. I know me, Melanie, and Katie are all starting challenge groups September 23rd. I am so sorry. You're going to be in trouble. I'll give one more. Hello? I'm calling your mother. And that. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. So you want to know what you're inviting to. I will be doing my Fall into Fitness group that starts later this month. Katie and Melanie can tell you guys what their theme groups are, what they're doing, but I'm starting my next one on September 23rd. This gives you guys time to really think about it, to promote for it, and to invite to it. You're always welcome to do your own group, to create your own content and run your own group and do it yourself, but you don't have to. Like, that is why we're here, to help you get started so that you're not doing it on your own. So yes, you're able to invite into our groups that we have, so that you know that you're just going to be inviting and then supporting once you get there. You don't have to do it on your own. I was someone who, I think I ran my groups with my coach for like the first 3 or 4 months. And then once I actually had a strong base of customers, I was like, okay, there's too many of us to keep adding to your group. I'm going to put my big girl pants on. I'm going to branch off. I'm going to do this on my own. But by doing it with her those first couple months, it really allowed me to see how she successfully ran them, how she supported her customers, the type of value she put in the groups, and the way she supported them. So figure out what you're inviting to wherever you fall, whether you're under me, Melanie, or Katie. All the groups are starting September 23rd. So it gives you some time to really to plan and to market and to invite into that next group. All right, so launching your actual business. So I gave that one example earlier, but at this point, I will encourage you guys to sit down with a blank piece of paper and really write out, why did you decide to become a coach? Something went through your mind the day you sat in front of the computer, you sat on your phone, and you clicked through the enrollment process to become a coach. So what was it? Was it the idea of financial freedom? Was it the idea of time freedom from a job that maybe you have that restriction on now? Was it the idea of paying cash for Christmas for your kids? Was it the idea of taking your husband on a trip, or, buying yourself something that you never thought you could? What was it that made you go through that? And who do you want to help? Is it other busy professionals like you, or is it college students? Is it, other people who are empty nesters? Is it people who are dealing with toddlers at home, or 6-year-olds who won't stop throwing pillows at the glass door? Wherever you are, who are the people that you're going to write to, that you're going to connect with, that you're going to write those posts and think of as you begin sharing? Why is this going to help you get there? What have you learned about Beachbody or coaching that is going to give you that freedom and flexibility to achieve the goals that you want to achieve? Because we all have different goals, and your reason for starting is going to be different than somebody else's, but it's yours. Write this stuff down, and maybe it doesn't all go in that first initial post that says, here I am, I'm a coach, but it begins to build your story and your content, and you'll be able to pull pieces of this as you launch your business that gives a little bit about you, why you're doing what you're doing, that connects to the people who are reading it. What are you most excited about? What are people gonna get from you if they're following you? Is it just hot mess mom life? Are you killer in the kitchen? Can you take any old favorite recipe and clean it up and make it perfectly portioned in the portion fix containers? Like, what is going to be your biggest strength? Is it your consistency? Is it your commitment to showing up every day for yourself, even on the days when your kids don't sleep or work's really demanding? What are the things that people are going to see when they come to your page? And then when you craft that post and you're thinking about the things that you're going to share, you have to have a call to action in it, because sharing is one thing, but people have to actually know that your store is open for business. You are running a business. You're a business owner now, and your doors are not open until you announce it to the world that you are here to help them. So you have to tell the story. Think about it. What is going to be in that first post that you tell people what you're doing, why you're doing it, what you want to achieve, where you're going with it, how you can help them, what they can expect to see from you, learn from you, and then how they can get more information if they want to be a part of it. So putting all that together, whether it's, double tap this post, if you're on Instagram, double tap will give you a heart, dropping an emoji, send me a message, whatever it is, those are the pieces that are going to design your launch post. If you already have a transformation picture, they're great because they're eye-catching. There's something that's going to stop somebody and be like, oh, like she did that. What is she talking about? You want to, if it's the transformation picture that you have to date, maybe it doesn't have a drastic change, but maybe it's something that you've realized internally and you can talk about that. Physically, not a whole lot has changed, but mentally I'm a new person than I was a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And this is why. And this is what I did, and this is why I decided to become a coach, because I know there's another Megan out there that feels like me on the left, and I want to help her feel more like me on the right. So start thinking about all those things that you can share. You can't say hello right now. You can say hello at the end. At the end. And then here are just 2 examples. One uses a transformation post in her announcement, and then the other one doesn't. She just kind of talks about, she has like a great picture of herself here. So this one here talks about, he says, I can't keep this secret any longer. I'm back. I've been on this health journey. I'm super passionate. As a busy mom, wife of 2 girls, I've made everyone else a priority, and it started to take a toll. That first paragraph, like any mom can read that and be like, that's me. Like I've put everyone ahead of myself. So what did she do here? And then this one here, she talks about her confidence and her progression with her transformation. So you can go different ways with it. Again, you can read them and they can inspire you, but yours is going to be different because it's going to be yours. It's going to be unique, and it's going to fit your story and your journey thus far. So if you're going through that and you haven't yet figured out, how you want to say it, talk to your coach, share the ideas of what you have in your mind, or share a picture. I'm going to say you want to include a picture and a picture of you with it, because people don't want to see just a random picture of nature or a random picture that doesn't pertain to what you're talking about. You want it to be you, how you're feeling. Are you happy? Are you confident? Are you excited? Are you with your kids? Are you by yourself? And that excitement that you share in that photo is going to be what grabs someone's attention to actually read what you have to say. But if you don't know where to go with it, ask for help. Post it in the group. This is the post that I'm looking to do. Any feedback? Would you guys change anything? How do you think of it? And because we're going to love on each other and support one another and collaborate together, when you post these posts and you're super scared about sharing it for that first time, share it into the group. Share it so that other people can see it and we can support you too, because that support goes a really long way. But your coming out post, your launch post, whatever you're sharing to say that your doors are now open for business is a key step to the kickoff of starting your coaching journey. So make sure you do that and ask any questions if you need help from that. And then just using our Facebook group, you're going to see this post at the end of every day. We want your accountability. This, just like your fitness journey, is going to be where you get to check in for the day and share. Did you do what you said you were going to do? Did you read your chapter of Slight Edge? What did you learn? And that comes back to where I said taking notes, so that you're actually reading and absorbing and taking things that you can apply to the business. And filling out your business activity tracker, this little paper that we're doing right along with you, because it truly is the basics of the business is right here. So this is going to be your accountability. We don't want you to check in on day 1 and not on day 2 and then trickle off. Like, commit to this. Commit to these 30 days in this new coach training. Commit to getting on our weekly calls. I know this week was at Tuesday, but they're going to be on Mondays going forward. If you can't be on live, grab the recording. Commit to the team calls. Commit to showing up, and see what happens when you apply those seemingly insignificant things each day over time as we go through this first month. It doesn't take a lot of time to build a business, but it does take intentional actions. So scrolling your phone for an hour isn't going to build your business. Doing your workout, yes, that is part of what we do. It's a work perk in my mind that part of my job is showing up in my fitness, but that's not the hour that I'm talking about here. Showing up for an hour, building your business on those activities in the middle there where it's connecting, inviting, and following up. Those are the pieces, and contributing to your challenge groups that are going to really help you grow. We're going to ask that you share your tracker every Thursday morning. Like I said, our weeks run Thursday to Wednesday. So by the end of the day, Wednesday, you should have a tracker. An incomplete tracker is better than no tracker at all. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to have a checkbox everywhere. But by doing this, you're able to actually go back and look. Did I sign anyone up this week? Did anyone join me? Well, did I actually do everything that was on the tracker? And whether you did or you didn't, it gives you a tool to reflect so you know what you can change or do going forward. You have to commit to those vital behaviors, commit to your book, and honestly, more important than anything else, be willing to fail forward. I have had posts that flop. I have had groups that I start with 10 people, and by day 21, the only person left posting is me. I've had groups that I've promoted for and got super excited for, and nobody actually joined. So I started a new one. You're gonna fail in this business. It's part of being a business owner. You just have to fail forward. What worked, what didn't, what can you do going forward? And it's a constant reflection, but knowing that you're not in it together and that you get to collaborate with these other women, that it's like, okay, well, this didn't work, so what can we do as we go forward, really helps you stay in that positive mindset to figure it out. Because it's all figure outable. That's a word, right? Figure outable. It's all figure outable. You just have to stay consistent in your daily actions and keep showing up. Every single one of you, we want you to hit Success Club 5 by the end of the month. Bonus points, brownie points if you do it before then. Our month runs not 30 days from the day you signed up, but on the calendar. So from September 1st to September 30th, your goal is a bare minimum of Success Club 5. 3 customers, 3 challenge packs with your 3 promo codes will get you there. Anything beyond that is icing on the cake. And stay connected. Like I said, the National Wake Up Call is every Monday. With our team, everything happens on Monday. National Wake Up Calls at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It's streamed through the TVB 411 Beachbody page, but it's also something you can dial into. Or honestly, I rarely listen live. I usually listen to it on playback, and it is available through the podcast app. You can just subscribe to Team Beachbody's website there and listen to National Wake Up Calls when if it's time for you, whether it's a call recording if you have a commute for work. Great idea. Folding laundry, cooking dinner. These are usually where I pop one of those little earbuds in. I had one sit. Oh, here it is. I run around with these. When I went to pick my son up from school, I was listening to a podcast. So for the 10-minute drive there, and while I sit in the car and drive home, I can listen to a podcast app. So it's being effective and efficient with your time. Our new coach training calls will be Mondays at noon, and then the Monday night calls are 9 p.m. Melanie does some. So Katie and I run our team calls together. Sometimes they overlap with Melanie's. Sometimes they're separate, but they're always at 9 p.m. on Mondays. So you'll get the links to that. So I know that was actually a little bit longer. I try to keep the calls no more than an hour long, but there's a lot of information to share with you guys just as we get started here. I want to just spin through and see if there's any questions here. Yes, Shakeology is now 2SC. Da, 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 da. Helen, I'm glad sharing your transformation has been game changer. That was huge for me too. And I didn't even share my transformation at first. My coach shared my transformation because I was too scared. She posted it on a Transformation Tuesday. I ran to the grocery store. It was at a time I didn't have Facebook on my phone or the Messenger app. And I remember going to the grocery store, coming home from the store, and I had all these messages on my computer. And I was like, who are these people? And they all wanted to know what I did. And I was like, it works. This whole thing works. And it was a huge eye-opener for me. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I'm going to take a quick picture because I didn't think to do that whenever we first got started. But I am so thankful that you guys took the time to tune in today. I will get this recording loaded in the group, and it will go out in the email as well. But I'm so excited you're here, and just lean in, have fun. You're part of an amazing group of women, and I can tell you from experience, your potential with this business is truly limitless as long as you have the courage to keep going, fail forward, and to get over your damn self and just set your goals and go get them. So thank you so much for getting on. Talk to you ladies soon. Bye.